The Oupes Exodus 600 is the newest in the lineup of portable power stations for Oupes. The Exodus 600 is the best entry-level solar power station. It's small, lightweight, and affordable. Let's take a close look at it. Hello, I'm Larry from Under the Median, and every month we do a product review. Today we're going to have a look at Oupes' best entry-level power station. It's also one of the most inexpensive power stations for its capabilities. If you haven't purchased a power station yet, and especially if you've been held back due to the high prices, this would be a good unit to consider. Oupes sent this unit to us for a review. As I mentioned before, if the price has kept you from getting your very first portable power station, this one should be a game changer. It's amazing what Oupes is offering for this power station, and we'll go into more details about the prices at the end of this video. As mentioned, the Exodus 600 is small and it's very lightweight. It only weighs about 8 pounds. It packs 600 watts of available power into this unit. It sports one of the better lithium iron phosphate batteries. This battery can take 3,500 charges before going down to an 80% output level. Now, this doesn't make the battery bad. It doesn't mean that you discard the unit after 80% uses. It just means that it won't have quite as much power after 3,500 charges. But it'll still have 80% capacity. According to studies, a unit with the lithium iron phosphate batteries can last up to 10 years. The built-in battery has a capacity of 256 watt-hours. That is a lot of hours. To break that down a little bit, if you have an electrical appliance that uses 50 watts that you're supplying power to from this power station, it will run it for about 5 hours. And that is amazing. It also has an EPS function. EPS is emergency power supply. That means that this can supply power on an emergency basis to an appliance that's less than 600 watts. It will switch over in 20 milliseconds when power is lost, and that is amazingly fast. Oupes just released this unit on April 22nd, and they're offering a great low price to introduce it. Plus, when you order through our link, you get an additional discount. Let's look at its features. As mentioned, the Exodus 600 is very small and lightweight. Here are the dimensions. The width is 9.45 inches, the height is 7.28 inches, and the depth is 6 inches. So it's easy to take this unit with you wherever you want to take it. It has a nice full-width handle that folds back into the unit when not in use. The built-in battery has an ability to charge very quickly from AC, and you can charge with AC and solar in just a little bit more than a half an hour, from 0 all the way up to its full 256 watt-hour capability. It comes with 2 AC outlets. I have something plugged in to the one on top, so if I turn the AC on, I have to hold this down for a couple seconds, and then this comes on the unit. This light behind me will come on. Then there it goes. It has 2 USB outlets on the front that will deliver 18 watts. It also has a USB-C outlet in the middle. It will also deliver 18 watts. There are buttons on the front to turn on the DC. It also has, for 12 volts, you have a 12 volt outlet over here. It's very similar to the one in your car that used to be used for cigarette lighters. Let me plug something into it here, and we'll just try out that 12 volt AC and see how that's working here. So I plug this emergency light in and turn it on, and there it goes. How about that? Once I turn the power off on the front, that goes immediately off, so it's not supplying any additional power to 12 volts. I might say that if you're not using AC on this unit, you want to make sure that you turn off the AC power here so it's not using the inverter, which does use a little bit extra voltage. I have an emergency radio right now that's charging off of the USB-A port in the front. The Exodus 600 also has inputs on the back side. So I'm going to unplug the light right now. I'll do a little close-up and show you the AC. This is where you put the AC line cord in, and that will charge it very quickly. On AC, that will charge in 46 minutes. It also has a 7909 barrel plug, and this is an input to plug solar panels into it. All of the Oupes panels come that way. They all come with 7909 barrel plugs on them, so those plug in directly into this unit. And it will take a maximum of 240 watts input into solar. So you can put a pretty good sized panel on this and charge it up in about an hour. Isn't that amazing? In about an hour, you can charge this entire unit using about a 250 watt panel. This unit also comes with a 3-year warranty, which is an amazing warranty for a little power station. Make sure that when you purchase it, you keep the receipt and you keep the box and the packing material in the unlikely event that you would have to send it back for warranty service. So what does the Oupes Exodus 600 come with in the box? Well, it comes with the main unit itself, and then of course you get an owner's manual. You also get a couple of fuses. So it has some 10 amp fuses in case it blows a fuse because it's been overpowered with something. You can replace that immediately and keep it going. The other thing that it comes with is the power cord. Now this does not have a power adapter like a lot of other power stations have, because all of that is built into the unit. So all you have is just a nice heavy-duty 120 volt cord that you plug into the back in order to charge it up. The display shows you a lot of good, important information. The display shows you the remaining discharge time, the battery charge in percentage, and the output power as well as the input power. So how much power is going out of it and how much power is coming into it. It shows you all of that on the LED display. The display also shows you if you have AC and DC outputs active. To power on or off the unit, there's a power button on the front. You just press and hold this for a few seconds. So if I push and hold this for a couple seconds, that will say off, and then it goes off as soon as I let it go. And when I power it on, I just hold that for a couple seconds and wait for it to light up. There, she's lit up. And now I'm going to activate the AC. And there goes the AC, and then it'll switch that light back on. There it goes. This unit has a power saver function whereby it will shut off automatically after 4 hours of non-use. But if you have a small appliance plugged into it that's not using very much power, it will still shut off after 4 hours because it has about a 10% plus or minus ability to detect wattage. So it may not sense that there's really AC going out of it. It may think that there's nothing plugged into it, and it will shut off in 4 hours. If this happens, just turn it back on. It'll show that it still has reserve power and it'll work just fine. If you're charging small DC appliances like this battery or this radio, it may also shut off after 4 hours. So just keep that in mind when you're charging something. Make sure you take a look at it after 4 hours, and if it's all shut down, that's because the automatic shut off has kicked in and it hasn't recognized the low amount of draw on that battery. That design is to make the unit last longer and have better battery capability. That's why it has that shut off in 4 hours. We mentioned the EPS function earlier. That's the emergency power supply. If you look at the owner's manual, it has a real good description of that and explains it in great detail. But what that means is you plug this unit into AC, you turn it on, you plug something into AC that you want to be able to back up in case power is lost and you're not right there to check on that. It will keep power maintained, and it takes about 20 milliseconds to turn over to it. So that's a really good feature, especially for something like your sump pump. This will actually run our sump pump because our sump pump uses about 350 watts. That would run that for several hours while we were out if we needed it to. One of the nice features about this size power station station is it's a power station that you can take with you. Just yesterday, I packed it on my e-bike and I took that up to a local park and I set up a table and I plugged in a coffee maker and I ran a small 4-cup coffee maker that uses about 550 watts from this unit, and I ran that until the whole pot was made. It actually supplied power enough that I could have ran 2 pots worth of coffee through that before running out of battery. It used 50% of the battery by the time I got done with 1 whole pot of coffee. And I enjoyed some really nice coffee while I sat up there and listened to the radio and enjoyed the fine weather that we're having. This will also supply for our TV down in the family room. It would supply a lot of nice power if you were camping, for your laptop or your flashlights to charge those up, or to charge up your digital camera. If you have your camera out and you're using that on a shoot, you can certainly plug something like this into it. That's the charger for my camera. I'm going to actually charge that up here in just a few minutes because I've been taking a lot of photos with it lately. This actually has 6 power outputs altogether, counting the 12-volt adapter functions on the front and the AC adapters. So it's pretty versatile. Now, I mentioned that they're going to have a really good deal to introduce us. Let me read to you exactly what they have in mind. The new product is called Exodus 600. It will launch for $199, but during the new launch phase, that's from April 22nd to May 22nd, users will get an additional 30% discount on Amazon purchases. That's a good discount. Plus a 5% discount on Under the Median, resulting in a final price of $132.40. This is an amazing low price for an entry-level power station that handles 600 watts of power. If you're interested in getting a really nice, simple backup to your system, we're going to leave a link in the description of this video so you can go right to it. Now, if you need more power, I also did a review of the larger Opus Mega 3. I put that video right over there. Take a look.